from the Raw Boxing TV studios. Your host, Ranger. Information may cause headaches to hates or bias casual fans.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
The host that gives you facts with very little feelings. From the city of the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, the man who floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee.
I'm going to show you how great I am.
Louisville, Kentucky. It's showtime.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome once again to Raw Boxing TV. With you once again, your boy Ranger. A couple of people freaking out today over this news. A couple of people freaking out, couple of fanboys freaking out, couple of genuine people freaking out. HLD, what's up, my brother? Thank you for being here. We're going to talk about this subject today. Is Deontay Wilder done? Can he still contribute? There's a poll in the meantime on the comment section going on. Make sure to participate on that. Also, remember to hit the thumbs up as you come in. Hit the thumbs up as you come in so YouTube can start sending the notifications. And why not? If you haven't, make sure you subscribe. If you enjoy the content, make sure that once you subscribe, you activate the notification bell so that once I go live or once I upload a video, YouTube sends you a notification. Otherwise, you'll never know when I upload. In fact, you might never see my videos if you just hit the subscribe button. You are actually required. You know, all that YouTube stuff that I hate. But it is what it is. We can't do nothing about it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the heavyweight division, according to some people, right now is at the verge of dying with the potential retirement of Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. With that being said, we're going to hang around. We're going to wait a few more minutes. Make sure the people start coming in. And the more you hit that thumbs up, the faster they get in here. The more you hit the thumbs up, the faster YouTube sends them the notification. I know it's a little early today. I'm going a little earlier today. That's because I need to finish the show a little earlier. I want to start supporting the rest of the channels that support me. And so I don't want to be, live while they're live, because I also want to tune in as a fan and watch them and listen to them as well, And so with that being said, I'm going to start a little earlier, get everything out of my chest, and then become another one of you. Go to my favorite channels, listen to their show, enjoy it, hit their thumbs up, subscribe, comment on their comment section, and all of that good stuff. I hope everybody's doing great. I hope you've had a great day today. I sure as hell did. Although in the past few days, I've been kind of feeling like almost under the weather. I've been kind of feeling under the weather, so to speak. And but we're here. We're here. We're gonna get this done. No news on Punch so far, other than the ones I've shared as of now with you guys. So I'm speculating that he's doing fine since we haven't heard anything new. But yeah, today was a pretty interesting day because I believe it was today actually. Yeah, I believe it was today that the show, the Kevin Hart show, where they get in those buckets of ice, aired, and Deontay Wilder was the guest for the show. And in the show, let me see here. I'm gonna try to play that clip so that I'm not just paraphrasing. But anyway, in the show, Kevin Hart, we already know how Kevin Hart is. He's mixing in the serious questions with the comedy side of the whole thing. I thought the show went well. I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed the version of Deontay Wilder that I saw there. Um, we'll go into that a little bit. Let me see what chat. HLD in the building. What's up, my brother? Thank you for being here once again. My son Jamel. And Chad Pettis with a comment here. Since we don't have a lot of people just yet, we're still waiting for a lot of people to tune in. I know a lot of people may not get this on time. I'm a little too early. Tycho TV in the building. What's up, brother? Chat here says, I think if Deontay Wilder retires, it doesn't look good for his career without fighting Joshua or Ruiz. He kind of took the easy route up. He took the fight with Fury because he thought it was a cherry pick, and you have hit the nail on the head. And listen, we're going to give credit where credit is due. Okay, I'm going to keep the same energy with Deontay Wilder that I've kept with Canelo. I give Canelo a lot of credit because Canelo had virtually no amateur experience at all. Started fighting professional at the age of 15. And so, yeah, man. Stephen47, welcome, my brother. Thank you for being here. Kokomo, really appreciate your content, my brother. Keep up the great work. Thank you. I appreciate your support. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, guys, as you come in, remember to hit the thumbs up so YouTube can start sending the notifications. I got a poll going on in the comment section. I hope you guys can see it. Make sure to participate on that. And once we get about 15 people, so 4 more people in here, I'll go ahead and get going. But yeah, man, I actually enjoyed the show. We're gonna listen. I'm not gonna play because I don't want to get a copy strike, but we're gonna listen to parts of the interview. We're gonna be pausing it. We're gonna be analyzing, and then we're gonna go into our thoughts when it comes to Deontay Wilder. Once I close the poll, I want to see what the majority of you thinks. We're gonna go into our thoughts, and especially my thoughts as to Deontay Wilder, and keeping chat comment in mind. We're gonna give credit where credit is due, but there's a lot of truth in this comment, and I think it's fair that we talk about it. But again, I'm keeping the same energy, and we're gonna give credit where credit is due, because at the end of the day, man, I honestly feel, and you can see, you can go back to any of my live stream where Deontay Wilder is involved. I always give him the benefit of the doubt when it comes to. I've always told you guys, when we speak on fighters, let's remember to separate. Let's remember to separate the fighter, the guy in front of the camera, from the guy in real life. They might be two totally different individuals. And with that being said, it's important that we manage our emotions to the level, or manage our emotions enough to make sure we don't confuse those two aspects, those two separate things. Because sometimes, for example, I'll give you a perfect example about when it comes to Floyd Mayweather. The guy was hated in the ring because, he obviously personified the villain on purpose. That sold a lot of tickets. But then you ask people that knew him in person, and they would tell you that's not how Floyd is. Floyd is a great guy. Floyd's got a big old heart. And so it's very important that we always keep in mind that very important aspect. In the case of Deontay Wilder, I feel, and mainly because at one point I was kind of biting the hook as well. The case of Deontay Wilder, I kind of feel that maybe the hate is not so much towards him. Maybe a lot of people out here in YouTube hate the very people that started all of the drama with the glove gate. And in the middle of all that rage, in the middle of all that hate towards this channel, in the middle of all the racial differences started by this channel, in the middle of all of the lies started by this channel, maybe emotionally they got too invested in it to the point that they started, once Deontay Wilder co-signed on all of these excuses, they started mixing him in when it comes to hating Deontay Wilder. But I've always made sure to tell you guys, make sure to remember that Deontay Wilder, the person, the father, the son, the friend, the cousin, is an entirely different human being than Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder is a persona in front of the cameras with intent to sell himself to the public because that is what part of the business consists of. However, that doesn't exempt him from being hated as the persona, the Bronze Bomber, especially when he's out here co-signing to all of this excuse to which we never had any hard rock solid evidence that proved their point beyond a reasonable doubt. Vitali, what's up, my brother? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Make sure to hit the thumbs up as you guys come in and participate on the poll that's going on in the comments section. Make sure to do that. Let me see what Stefan here has to say. Chad and then Stefan. I do respect him for taking the rematch after that draw, though. No, guarantee you. Yeah, for sure. And that's what we're gonna go. We're gonna go and give credit where credit is due. I think it's very important. Major Key Boxing, what's up, my brother? Thank you for being here. Stefan here says Wilder could fight for another year. To concern the concern I have is he took huge damage in the second and third Fury fight. I agree with you, and that is the reason. That I created this thumbnail. If you notice here in the section with the letters, in the section with the letters, I put Wilder considering retirement. Is Fury responsible after the 2 destructive beating he gave him? Let's talk about it. Because I remember when a lot of us did our post-fight live stream or our post-fight analysis in regards to this fighter, in regards to Deontay Wilder, a lot of you guys, and I got to tell you, y'all got to put your hands together for yourself, because you guys are awesome. When you guys come and interact when it comes to boxing here, from time to time we get a knucklehead, but that's normal. That's part of life, right? But for the most part, you guys always bring up good insight, intelligent insight to the fact that allows me to mount an argument with you guys, a real educated debate with you guys, and I appreciate that. Black and Brown Boxing in the building. Everybody go subscribe to him, man. Check his content out, and if you like it, subscribe and hit the notification bell. So yeah, guys, we're gonna break down the interview. We're gonna talk about Deontay Wilder. Make sure to participate on the poll. Hit the thumbs up, and then I'll drop the link for about. I'll take a few guys in, and we'll see where this leads us. How's that? Because it's a very interesting topic, something that we were suspecting. Like I said, last time we did a video on him on post-fight analysis, that was a possibility. The very thing that Stefan mentioned here, this guy has taken 2 brutal beatings back to back from Tyson Fury. 2 brutal beatings back to back from Tyson Fury. Those are, in some cases, career-ending type of beatings. But, in my opinion, Deontay Wilder is a very strong individual. Very, very strong. And if you look at Deontay Wilder's career, he hasn't taken punishment with the exception of or brutal punishment, I should say, with the exception of those 2 fights. I mean, yeah, sure. On both fights versus King Kong Ortiz, yeah, he was getting beat until he knocked him out. But I dare say that the beatings were not, the punches were not as brutal as what Tyson Fury was doing, because Tyson Fury was a guy that weighed almost 300 pounds. And not only did he almost weigh 300 pounds, but he would put the entire body weight behind his punches, smothered Deontay Wilder to the point that somehow, this man rapidly started swelling. Not only in the second fight, but also in the third fight. And so when we've seen all of these things, you can't help but to wonder how much of that is he going to take? And it's a very fair question if you ask me. Very, very fair question. A lot of fighters, in fact, once they go through a beating like that, may not make it out of that. No. They just go home, they talk to their team, they talk to their family, and decide to call it quits. But Deontay Wilder, however, whether it was because of pride, whether it was because he still felt like he could beat Fury, for whatever the reason it was, Deontay Wilder felt that he could do it in a third fight, especially because in his mind, not only did he co-sign to all of the accusations that were floating around, but in his mind, he probably thought, I could beat this guy if I get him again. And the problem with that is that, yeah, if you think you could beat him because that gives you another chance to prepare for him, well, that's also given him another chance to prepare for you. And what Chad Pettis said is very true. Yeah, he came up in the ranks, not fighting a lot of competition, with the exception of Bermane Stavern. And when Bermane Stavern became world heavyweight champion of the world, let's be real, the heavyweight division wasn't on fire. But nevertheless, you have to get in there, throw punches, and win. And we got to give him credit for that. And he became heavyweight champion of the world, my opinion. Well, not just my opinion, but the fact says, the number says that is the hardest hitting heavyweight ever. He navigated his entire career fighting a certain level of oppositions. And after Tyson Fury went through all of the drama that he went through with the suicidal thoughts, the drug addiction, the almost 2 years layover, came back versus Otto Wallin, looked not too good versus Otto Wallin. Deontay Wilder all of a sudden gives him a shot. And Chad Pettis here seems to think, and I agree with him, that at that moment when Deontay Wilder accepted a first fight, two things came into play. The very first thing that came into play is maybe he thought, he's the guy that beat Klitschko. He's undefeated. He's a big old guy. He's been inactive. Didn't look that good that time. Lost all this weight. A lot of issues in the head. I'm going to beat him. And I can seriously look at you guys and tell you that it was Deontay Wilder that in that first fight got a gift by getting a draw. Honestly speaking, that was a gift. You can't fight win 2 out of 12 rounds, and all of a sudden you won the whole fight. It doesn't make any sense. But I get what the judges were doing from the business standpoint. And then came the second fight, and the drama started from the second fight, where Fury came in, destroyed him, just destroyed him. Third fight came, annihilated him. And when that happened, we all thought, maybe this man is going to retire. Maybe he's going to retire. Why? Well, he's been beat up too much. He's been pummeled too much. Now, you can't blame him if he decides to retire. After all, you saw the reactions of the family. So let's do something. Let's listen to the interview.
Well, I get in. You sit on the back.
Can y'all hear that? Just post it in chat if you can hear it.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen.
Just post it in the chat if y'all can hear it.
I, of course, am your host. I'm not here by myself. I'm here.
No? Can't hear it? The GOAT. What's up, my brother? Welcome. Yeah, can y'all hear that?
With the man, the myth, the legend. Deontay Wilder. There he is. Right there. Ooh. Dude, we got a lot to talk about.
There you go. Loud and clear.
Alabama.
Correct.
El Cotto in the building. Welcome, my friend. Welcome.
In Alabama.
And like I said, I'm going to keep the same energy as I keep with Canelo, as I keep with a lot of the fighters. I'm always going to take into consideration the levels of amateur careers, because obviously we cannot come here and all of a sudden make Tyson Fury to Deontay Wilder equal from beginning to end, because Wilder started boxing at 21 and Fury started boxing at a very young age. Boxing is in his family, and so the levels of experience is totally different. So yeah, we know Fury is way better, but just like Deontay Wilder trusted in his power, a lot of people trusted in his power, and so we have to give him credit for how far he made it with mainly just his power.
Boxing big.
Alabama is mostly directed towards football, mostly.
Absolutely.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Until I
Facts.
came along, we didn't have a commission to have professional sanctioned bouts.
Mm-hmm.
I started boxing at the age of 21,
Okay.
which is considered very late.
I was gonna say that's a late. That's
very
not
late.
early at all.
It's very late. So when I came along, I knew nothing about boxing.
Okay.
And the only reason I got into boxing is because of my daughter, which is 16 years old now, but she was born with spina bifida.
Let's pause that right there so we can start talking about this. The only reason he got into boxing is because of his daughter. That's one of the reasons he also gave King Kong Ortiz a shot at the title, because King Kong Ortiz and Deontay Wilder share that common situation with both of the daughters, right? And so now, every time I tell you guys, separate the man from the fighter, separate Deontay Wilder, the friend, the human being, the son, the father, the uncle, the cousin, from Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, the boxer. Because at a personal level, every time you hear, for example, King Kong Ortiz has nothing but great things to say about Deontay Wilder. Nothing, right? Every time you hear somebody at a personal level talk about Deontay Wilder, everything you hear is nice, right? Oh, yeah, I met him, man. Oh, man, the guy's nice, very humble, very quiet. All right, but that's not the guy we're used to seeing. And that's why it's important to always keep in mind to separate the two individuals, although both are the same, right? And again, I understand that the hate towards him, parts of it is because all of the disgusting narrative that have been started by the LDBC and other groups out here, right? Because they saw an opportunity to cash out off of the man's back. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt from the personal standpoint, from the personal, at a personal level, outside of the professional level.
Okay,
That's
now
the reason
give me the definition behind that for our viewers that may not know.
But for sure, when you have old men laughing at you because of the place where you're from, and when they're dealing with boxing, you can only imagine what the elite guys are thinking. That's been in boxing from the age of 6 or 7 and up.
Absolutely.
And then been in an amateur program. They grow up together. They train together. Some of them. When you see a new face, it's like, who is this?
Who
guy?
is that?
You know what I mean?
Who is that?
Facts.
Exactly.
Who is that?
Facts.
Guy? Not only is a new face, but he's a new face.
Facts, and they'll make you feel like an outsider. It's like that first day in school. You know what I mean? You show up to a new school or a new classroom, new classmates. Even if you're not a shy person, you don't just burst in the classroom. Hey, what's up? We're here. Put your hands together for me. No. All that confidence starts building up as the day goes by. As the days go by, weeks go by, months go by, where you start knowing each other. So I know what he's talking about here. You get thrown into the Olympic team with all of these people that have been in boxing since day one. And you're just the guy that started boxing at 21. So you automatically are kind of pushed aside. They kind of looking at you like, what are you doing here? Kind of like you don't belong here. But again, that's why we give credit and what credit is due.
Noise now.
Most definitely.
He's a new face making noise and quickly climbing the charts. The conversation changes. Hold on, let me pay. I gotta pay bills real quick. And right now,
No, we're not paying those bills.
End up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kevin Hart's a fool, y'all.
I don't know if you noticed or not, but I did a little boxing in my heyday,
Mhm.
right? It wasn't until I got in the ring to spar with somebody that changed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nobody really prepares you for.
Okay, that's usually how it happens. A lot of people think boxing is cool. You see it out there, and you know, they go to the gym, they work the double end bag, they work the heavy bag, they do shadow boxing, they start feeling good. Then here comes sparring day, and they get tapped in the nose with that first jab. I had the hell with this. I'm out. I'm out of here. Right? I'm out of here. Quick little funny quick story. My uncle's wife, her brother boxed. Well, thought he could box. And so he got in the gym. Months went by. He was training. And the day it came for him to spar. And he got in there, and his opponent didn't even shot a jab. He threw a lead right hand and caught him flush. The coach had to go to his house to get the pair of gloves back. The guy got out of the ring and took off out of the gym, and they had to go to his house to get the gear. He ain't even. They took his bag. Hey, man, you left your bag. Now can we have our headgear? Can we have our cup and our gloves, please? I'm telling you, what Kevin Hart just said it's a fact on a lot of cases, man.
For that hit with headgear or not.
Yeah.
You know, I got hit, got dark fast.
Mm.
And I ain't been back there since.
Right.
Yeah. My trainer actually, he been trying to reach me, but I blocked him.
Mm.
Yeah. I stopped talking to him.
Mm-hmm. It was the impact that he left, not only inside the.
Okay, so there he's talking about his favorite fighter. Let me see if I can
To
get to
piss
that
me
part
off.
where he talks about
The both of you.
about the
Anyways,
retirement.
How are you mentally able
Okay, here it is.
back to being a champion? Okay. So now that we're talking about that moment,
By the way, guys, for those of you that are watching, there's a poll going on in the comment section. Make sure to participate. And also remember to hit the thumbs up so that YouTube can start sending a notification. Here we go.
the question is, how are you mentally able to adjust and stand in the shoes of a champion, knowing where you came from?
You know, boxing is one of those sports that basically it calls you in. It chooses you. You don't choose it.
Okay.
In
Because
some
it's-
cases, not in
it's
all
no
cases.
Timeouts. When you're a champion, everything is coming. You are a target.
Absolutely.
Everybody wants to be right there where you are.
Everybody is coming at you
Yeah.
hot. Who you gonna fight? Why not fight them? Who you running from?
Come
Who
on,
can't
man.
you be? He taking that fight because of this. No matter how strong you are, you hear it.
Yeah.
So your level of blockout is as good as you want it to be.
Oh man.
What role does your family play?
What they just said is nothing but facts. And this is the same for Wilder. It's the same for the fighters we hate. Same for the fighters we love. It doesn't matter what they do. It's never going to be enough to somebody in the boxing world or in the YTBC or to a casual. It's never going to be enough. And that's why it's important that as a fighter, if you fight, if you're looking at this live stream right now and you're a fighter, focus on doing what's right and don't pay attention to the noise, because you're not here to satisfy everybody. And I got a news for you. I'm not a prophet, but one thing I can tell you for sure, and this is for sure, guaranteed 100%, you will never, ever satisfy everyone 100%. So what they're saying there is a fact.
As a major support system, and how good have they been for you?
They say, you know, everybody wants to be around you when you're at the top. But what happens when you're no longer at the top or something certain happen? What happens then?
Come on.
You know, and that's one thing I can say. The people I've built around me, they never left me in a dark place. At times, I may wanted to enter into a dark place, but
grab you.
Come on,
Come
man.
get your out of it. Come here, man.
Facts. Remember when I told you guys about the Devin Haney hype man? That Flavor Flav looking wannabe guy? That pimp from the Fleet Market looking like guy that I told you guys, he only around Devin Haney because Devin Haney's on top. But people like that, they them blood sucking leeches. The minute you drop in level, they bounce. You're no longer important for them. And one thing I can say about his team, especially his wife, let's be real, man. Let's be real. From what we have seen through the cameras, because we have to put this up to the limit, you know, you might like her, you might not like her, but the girl has shown to have concern for her man. You don't always see a wife, and you know, a boxer's wife after he took a whip, a butt whipping, just putting ice on him, showing him love, cleaning the blood, massaging him. You don't see that often. Remember when Bronner lost to Maidana, his girl was sitting behind him like she wasn't even caring about Bronner. Bronner was being cleaned by his corner man and all that good stuff. I haven't forgot about the comment. We're going to go back to the comment, but I want to make sure we go at least to that section where he considers retirement.
Get your goddamn head
man.
over here and then complaining. Do you know what you done did? Huh?
And he's got the cast in the right hand there from the last fight.
Lane and look at your trajectory and look at where you are. That's one of the biggest and best things to value. Now, you had a real one. You put yourself in a space of trilogy for real.
Yeah.
Now, although the outcome isn't what we, and I say we because I'm a fan, what we wanted it to be, right now in boxing,
here comes.
Where are you at mentally? What is your vision? Is it something for you? Are you trying to prove something? Is there more that you want to do within the sport?
Shoot. I mean, it's mixed feelings with that question, because ultimately, Kevin, I have accomplished my goals in this sport.
Absolutely.
I told my daughter when she was 1 year old that I'll be a champion. I'll be able to.
Let's look at that for now. That's a very good question. I like the way Kevin Hart structured it. You put yourself in the hot mix. Although it wasn't the results that he's putting himself at Deontay Wilder's level. Very smart from a psychological standpoint. Putting Deontay Wilder in a comfort zone, relaxing him to answer the question. Although it wasn't the outcome that we wanted, where are you right now when it comes to professional boxing? Right? Is there any doubt? His answer was, he's got mixed feelings. And I can't blame him for having mixed feelings. You know why I can't blame him for having mixed feelings? Let's look at Deontay Wilder for a minute. Again, I want to remind you, leave the glove gate hate, apart. Even I had to do that. We're judging Deontay Wilder pre-glove gate. How's that? If you look at Deontay Wilder, excuse me, my throat's kind of dry. Like I said, I'm feeling under the weather. If you look at Deontay Wilder, starts boxing at the age of 21 at an amateur level. I believe he was either a Budweiser or a Coca-Cola delivery driver. Shouts out to all of my commercial drivers out there. Be safe on the road. Make sure to keep your eyes open. Leave those cell phones. Don't touch them. Take care of your body so you can perform well. We need you. Nothing moves without a truck. I know people out there hate us. People out there hate truck drivers. But even the clothes they wearing at the moment they're hating on you comes in a truck driver. Don't like truck drivers? Quite simple. Stop buying stuff. Anyway, going back. I believe he was either a Budweiser delivery guy or a Coca-Cola delivering guy. And at the age of 21, obviously he finds himself in a position where financially he's not comfortable, even though he was probably hitting close to six-figure a year. Thank you, son. Close to six-figure a year. So he finds himself not comfortable in that position. He makes the choice to box. Now I can see why he will make that choice. I'm pretty sure that he knew he was pretty strong. He was an athlete, a collegiate athlete at some point. He had the drive for competition. And I guess he stopped and said, you know what? Maybe while he was driving, because when we drive, we got a lot of time to think, man. He probably said, with my strength, my size, and my drive, and my athletic ability, I could probably make something of myself in the world of boxing. So he steps into boxing. And you already know what happened. At the age of 21, starting from scratch, a short little time later, he's thrown into the national team, goes to the Olympics. He doesn't get cleaned out. He takes bronze. People may not give credit to bronze, but what bronze means is that out of all the heavyweights in the world at an amateur level, good enough to make it to the Olympics, you're the number 3. That's a hell of a position to be in. Even if you were number 10, you started boxing at the age of 21 and you're number 10 in the world, that's a hell of a position to be in. And so that's the credit I'm always going to give Deontay Wilder. And then the rest is history, right? You seen the man come in, knockout, 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 knockout. He brought the heavyweight division to the very place it was in the 90s, early 2000s, in the 80s, the 70s, the sinister knockouts. Yeah, I get it. He might have not been the cleanest, skillful boxers, but the heavyweight's always been categorized as what? As a destructive division. The division where the big boys touch you and you go to sleep. And that's what Deontay Wilder did. He touched you. Most of the times you went to sleep. And why is he having mixed feelings? Because he probably looking at himself now after taking those two brutal beatings from Tyson Fury, and he's like, I promised my daughter that I was going to take care of her beyond her imagination. Done. I promised that I was going to have a financial life. Done. I promised that I was going to make something of myself in boxing. Done. Hardest hitting heavyweight in boxing history. Done. Heavyweight champion of the world. Done. So many title defenses. Done. Now I've taken 2 brutal beatings. What else do I have to prove? And the question I extended to you now, what else in your opinion does Deontay Wilder has to prove? In my opinion, quite frankly, he has nothing else to prove. Mind you, with that being said, I'm one of the ones that doesn't want to see him retire. And here is why. Aside from the brutal beatings, can we honestly sit here and act like if Deontay Wilder came back tomorrow to boxing, 1, he would sell, and 2, he will position himself at least top 5 heavyweight all over again. There isn't a lot of heavyweights out there with the capability of handling those kinds of shots. There isn't. I mean, even look at Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, big old guy, almost 300 pounds, weighing a lot more than Deontay Wilder. He went down, almost out, raised up by the power of God, so to speak. Right? So yeah, although we want to look at Deontay Wilder after the 2 brutal beatings and say, man, this guy has nothing else to prove. He's got to go. He's got to go. Although we want to see that I still think that if he comes back, he's top 5, top 4, easily, all over again. All over again, because let's see, heavyweight division right now has got a lot of young talent coming up. But in that top 10, not a lot of people in there can handle that power. And trust me, that right hand will land at some point during the fight. In fact, that's probably the reason that led him not to ever focus on his craft as much as he should have. Because, the old famous saying that I hate that saying because it's irresponsible, but it worked for him. You got to be perfect 12 rounds. I only got to be perfect a couple seconds. Unfortunately, that's true. And although it worked for him, can you imagine had Deontay Wilder already possessing the power that he did? Can you imagine if he had focused solely on his craft of becoming a decent technical fighter? Unstoppable. He would have been completely unstoppable. And so although right now he's contemplating retirement, he's got mixed feelings. Mixed feelings is never a good thing if you're in the fight game. I don't want him to retire. I think if Deontay Wilder retires, in my opinion, you have yours. I respect it. It'll take away a lot of the excitement out of the heavyweight division. I mean, heavyweight division is all about knockouts. It truly is. And Deontay Wilder is the kind of guy that's going to give you those knockouts. The heavyweight division, quite frankly, right now does not have a kryptonite like that. He doesn't. I mean, Tyson Fury got extremely aggressive in his last 2 fights. But is that going to be Tyson Fury from now on? I don't think so. AJ, yeah, he can knock you out, but AJ's also not looking good. I mean, he freezes every time he sees right hands coming. Andy Ruiz, we don't even know when he's going to fight. We don't even know if he's going to make weight. And he's never been known for having sinister power. King Kong Ortiz can knock you out. Yeah, but King Kong Ortiz, let's be real, he probably got 2-3 more years left in him. Frank Sanchez is just now coming up. You can't expect him to do nothing. And for what he's shown, he doesn't have sinister power. Extremely good boxer, decent power, but not to that Deontay level and nowhere near that level. Baby Miller, man, good, but not to that level. Usyk, nothing. I don't think Usyk is going to carry that power to the heavyweights. He's going to continue to have his boxing skills, but I think that's about it. And so, in my opinion, I really don't want to see Deontay Wilder retire. I know that his head is maybe not in the right place right now, because when you are at that level, in fact, I believe he talked about business. You know, he's got colognes coming out and all that good stuff. And it's like, if you're going to have millions coming your way from other sources without taking a beating, do you really at that point have the hunger to step back into the gym, go through a training camp, deprive yourself from certain luxuries, and then go into a ring and risk your life all over again for a couple $1 million when you know you got millions of dollars coming in the other way? That's where I see that he might be having this mixed feelings. I personally hope he doesn't retire. Again, I'll repeat it. I think he can come back and be top 5 again. I honestly think he could do that. I don't know what your opinion is. I left the poll. I left the poll there for you to participate. Matter of fact, let me take a look at that poll real quick. Hold on. Since we're here, let me take a look at that poll. Yada, yada, yada. Let's see here. Bear with me for a minute. So 32% of you say, yes, you want to see him retired. 38% says no. And 30%, he has more to offer. I take it as a victory when it comes to no, don't retire. You got more to offer. You got more to offer. I totally agree with this poll. Good job, guys. Like I said, you guys are awesome. I truly believe he comes back. He strikes fear in the minds of some of these boxers. He lands that right hand, puts him to sleep. I don't think he should retire. I don't think there's a lot of competitions out there to put him in danger. I don't think a third fight with Fury is going to happen. But like Chad Pettis here was saying, was it Chad Pettis? Let me see. Yeah, I believe he could still fight the Joshua if Joshua wants to fight him. And Andy Ruiz, why not a Dillian White? You know, he could fight a Dillian White, a Joe Josie. That could be a good fight. That could be a very good fight, in fact. Let's see here. What else? Let me get caught up with the comments real quick. Guido Delomir, what's up, brother? Thank you for being here. It's, my brother, Major Kiba. Okay. Let's see. Vitali. Wilder lists his aura. He will get beat up, hurt in his next fight. Confidence is gone. Andy will KO him. You never know. But that's the thing again. Although his aura, his confidence, or whatever we want to call it, is gone, and he might be, his power is not included in that. His power is still there. His power is still there. And so with that being said, you know, all of these are valid points. But then again, his power is still there. And at that point, the heavyweight division, that's a hell of an asset to have. The GOAT Mario, he's sign of relief of the HW division. If there's huge sign of relief for the heavyweight division if Wilder does retire, because he's still #2 heavyweight in the world. Like I said, top 5. You put him in whatever position there you want to. But I agree with that. I agree with that. Let's see, Stefan. See, Andy Ruiz has no head movement and short arms. Wilder could target him from the outside, behind the jab, and put that right hand on him. I agree. Let me see. I know. Let's see. El Cotto. I have Wilder knocking out AJ and Usyk. Valid point. Usyk, if he lands, let's put it this way. If he lands, he might knock out Usyk. 90% chance he'll knock out Usyk. But that's if he lands. Because Usyk is not no target practice. Usyk's not target practice. Let's see. Rubsky, 1978. What's up, man? Wilder doesn't let the door hit your. Wilder, don't let the door hit your tail end. LOL. You have a great run versus limited competition. That's just facts. Hey, listen. You know what? Again, we're also talking about a guy that started boxing at the age of 21 from scratch. And although that is a very valid point, I have to give the man credit for everything he's done. The undeniable landmarks that he reached in boxing. Again, I understand the hate created by the LDBC affects Wilder's stock, so to speak, on people's heads, and the hate created in parts co-signed by him. But, you know, Mark Nash in the building. What's up, brother? Thank you for being here. Everybody go check him out, man. Go check him out. What happens to one champion, one face, one name? Let's see. Wilder will be known for beating 42-year-old Hype Jap Ortiz. Outley Harrison, not forget Fury had metal gloves. My trainer, yes, and that's unfortunately going to always be attached to Deontay Wilder, especially because he co-signed it, right? Especially because he co-signed it. But I'm trying to leave that aside for now, because the argument is, does he still have something to offer to the heavyweight division? In my opinion, I believe he does. Let me get caught up with some comments here, and I'll let you in chat. Jared Anderson is the real one. Boy is 21 now. Slick with power. Rare for heavyweights. Correct. And I mentioned her earlier. So let's see. Ubs. Vlad was getting KO with both hands. Wilder wasn't doing anything special. Okay. There's a lot of here. Let me see. I'm gonna pick the longest comment so that I can start this conversation here. All right. So Chad, what's going on, brother? Thank you for being here, man. Puerto Rico Run, what's up?
What up?
We're here, man. Talk to me.
Man, nah. When I saw that, I did see that. What was it? When did it come out? Early today?
I believe it was today. Yeah.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, man, I hope he doesn't retire, because again, he keeps that excitement in boxing. He's a wild card. To me, I believe he's still top 3 in the heavyweight division. I mean, he can't get Fury, but he can definitely knock out the other 2. I think so.
I agree.
I think that Joshua's, if he gets the belts back, or if he doesn't, he'd definitely knock out Joshua, I think, in my opinion. But Usyk, he always has that puncher's chance. Again, Deontay does struggle with a little bit with the boxing, but I think he's got that equalizer just with that power, man. He just keeps it exciting. I hope he does not retire, because, man, I do give him some crap about like him kind of buying into the narrative of like the egg weight and all that kind of stuff. Like he was reaching, man. He was reaching onto anything, but it doesn't discount the fact it doesn't discount his accomplishments. You know, like you were saying about his amateur background. Like when you're bronze, like bro, starting off at 21, that's an incredible career. Like just in the amateurs alone, and to really bring heavyweight boxing back into the spotlight. Think about it. I mean, you had Mike Tyson come back for an exhibition. You know what I'm saying? Out of that same vein with Deontay, because he was bringing that excitement back. So there was money to be had. Like, I don't think if Mike had done that prior to Deontay, you know, kind of knocking out everybody out, I don't think he would have had the same success. So I definitely think that Deontay has, you know, brought boxing back to a point to where it needed to be in the heavyweight division, because he actually fought it. Again, my comment is my comment about, I do think it was a cherry gone wrong when he fought Tyson Fury.
I agree.
Tyson had lost a lot of weight. He was on cocaine. Like, he really only had a fight come back, you know, a fight, and he didn't really look great. It was like a fight or two. He didn't look great. But again, it could be the rust, and it could be, you know, maybe he was too confident in his abilities and kind of took, you know, some of these guys light. And so it worked out for him because he didn't look that great. So he got a fight with the champion of the division. But yeah, that's just my thoughts, man. I think that it would be super unfortunate if Deontay retires, because I actually like Deontay. I really do.
Aside from the glove gate and all that stuff.
Yeah, man. Like, had he not done that, dude, just take the loss on the chin. That's fine. Both of them. Honestly, I thought he lost the first one too. You know, he's just a better man. He's just a better boxer, and that's okay. Maybe one day you catch him again, and you actually put some heat on him, catch him clean, and knock him out cold. But there's always that.
Yeah. From the island of Puerto Rico, La Isla del Coquí. The man sin pelos en la lengua. The man that doesn't really care about your fitness.
Tengo miedo.
The man feared by all. Mi hermano HLD. What is up, my brother?
Oh my God, bro. I'm holding it back, bro. I was holding not to mess it up, bro. I'm laughing here, man. ¿Cómo estamos, Raw?
We're here, man. We're here. We're talking about this subject, man. Bronze Bomber probably gonna quit, probably gonna continue. He doesn't know. He's having mixed feelings. You know, in consideration that he started at 21, in consideration of the landmarks he reached, whether it was a cherry pick or not, just always keeping in mind that he started late in the game. In consideration, putting aside the glove gate, you know, do you think he still has something to offer to the heavyweight division?
I mean, I guess anybody has anything to offer. Even Manny Pacquiao right now today, if he wants to come back, he has something to offer. But what's going to be his driving motivating factor? I think this man, I mean, we can respect his accolades, you know what I mean? Hey, blah, blah, blah. But that has nothing to do with today. Yesterday has nothing to do today. Today, this is a man who's gotten his butt whooped 3 times in a row consecutively. Possibly, you can say he's gotten his butt whooped 5 times if you consider the whoopings he's took from King Kong Ortiz. Because yeah, he knocked him out, but he still took some whooping on those fights. So those are heavy fights. So I think the man today, he's 36 years old. He's come off another devastating loss. 2 broken eardrums in a row, broken hand, knocked out. I start thinking about the man, and what's the point? What's the point of coming back? Because while we still have Fury in the game, he's not going to beat Fury. Period. And so, what's the point? And the landscape is what's the landscape right now? When is he gonna be able to get a title shot? You know, the landscape is not set up for him to get a title shot. So what's the motivating factor? Money. He ain't gonna make as much as he did in this last fight. That's for sure.
You think so?
I don't think he ain't gonna make as much money as he did in this last fight. No way.
I think just judging from the fact that he has the power, judging from the fact that he has a fan base, and that he's a heavyweight, I think there's still a lot of money to be made um, from Deontay Wilder. Maybe not as much, right?
No,
But I dare to say he probably gets something close to 10, 15 per fight.
I think he might make 10. I think
Yeah.
I think
That's
he
a lot
might
of
make
money.
10. You know what I mean? But at what cost? You know what I mean?
I see.
And
I see.
and the thing is, we keep on acting like, oh no, he's gotten destroyed. So you're lesser than what you were before. So now, do the other guys really have a chance to not put a crack at him? You know what I mean? Do you want to go out that way, losing to a whatever?
Is his jaw gone? You think you think he can you think he can still take a shot? Or do you think he's been a little brittled
I
now
think
that
I think he's brittle now.
now
Yeah.
Puerto Rican to paisano here, Puerto Rican Ron, he says, he asked Ranger, should Deontay Wilder take a few tune-up fights if he does comes back? If he does comes back, I think that would be the route. He needs to take a few tune-up fights. He needs to regain the confidence if in fact it's gone. He needs to test that chin like we were just talking about. He needs to see if the power is still there, right? But the tune-up fights cannot be too tune-up because Deontay Wilder is still a high-level heavyweight because of the power, because of the star status. So he can't be getting no barrendero from the corner. You know what I mean?
I think Hellenius would be a great fight for him to come back.
That would be a good fight.
That would be a really great fight. He just came off of beating Kowalski, whatever his name is, the Polish guy. And I think that would be a great get back fight. And
yeah,
then
he's
he
a
can go
dog too.
into
He's a come forward.
Yeah.
What do you?
Look.
I mean, I don't know about Ruiz, man. I until I see Ruiz back in the ring, I don't even believe he's going to be a high level, serious fighter to consider. To be honest with you,
But
He's
as
got to
far as
knock
tune-up
people
fights,
out.
those are perfect for him.
He's got to knock people out, and now he's coming off with a broken hand. Like, let's. I mean, I'm just looking at age, body, broken, old. I'm sorry. He's gonna have to knock people out because he can't box for crap. We all know that.
No, correct.
So, what are we gonna have? Another broken hand coming at somebody else's head? I mean, how brittle are those hands now? It's now the second, at least third time that he's broken his hand.
Yeah, I think the last time he broke his hand mainly because of the glove selection. Really, I mean, when you wear those puncher's gloves do not protect your hands at all. In fact, the majority of hand injuries in boxing happen to fighters that wear puncher's gloves. And I think when you have the power that Deontay Wilder has, do you really need puncher's gloves? No, you don't. You really don't. You can go into Roy Jones Jr. was putting people to sleep with Grants. Grants is not known for just power punching gloves. They have a variety, but the ones that Roy Jones used to wear, they weren't puncher's gloves. When you look at fighters getting hand injuries after hand injuries, pay close attention to the gloves they wear. Most of them, I guarantee you, will have some type of puncher's gloves. The padding units are not designed to protect your hands as well as the other gloves. They're designed so when you land that, the full impact of your shot transfers through that horsehair into the man's skull. There's no cushioning, synthetic cushioning in there to deflect the impact in any way.
It's not an orthopedic glove.
Exactly, correct. But if I was Deontay Wilder and I had that kind of power, I wouldn't be wearing no damn puncher's gloves. For what? If I know that they're gonna cause some harm, but you know what? I guess in this third fight, he wanted to cause as much damage as possible, and he backfired on him. Not only did he get knocked out, but he broke his hands. But Philly here seems to think that if Usyk fights Deontay Wilder, he let's see. But Usyk, no, this is not the comment that I saw earlier from him. Let me see. I think Philly here says that somewhere in one of his comments. Oh, here it is. I can see Usyk stopping Wilder. Now that right there, I don't think so. I don't know yet. We have to see how Usyk's power carries over to the heavyweight. I honestly don't think Usyk's going to be a heavy hitter in the power department in the heavyweight division. I really don't. We have to see how he carries. Now, is he going to have his boxing skills? Yes, he's already proven that.
I got him beating Wilder.
So
One way or the other.
You got him stopping Wilder, though?
I got him beating him. But stopping him could be combination. The judge, I mean, the ref stops it maybe. But, but yeah, I got him beating him because all he's got to do is outbox him. He's just got, like I said, we all know he's got to, I just got to catch him once. Well, it's going to be hard to catch this guy at once.
Correct. I really want Wilder versus Efe. Both similar, good, solid test. Have Wilder sleeping. Let's see. Have Wilder sleeping Efe. Good confidence booster. I guess as a tune-up to come back, I guess that would be a pretty decent fight. Usyk starts low usually, but always comes on hard in the second round, and yeah, that is true. And the problem with Usyk is, or the advantage with to Usyk is the fact that he carries that amazing boxing skills with him. OG Sinus in the building. Thank you for being here, man. Usyk will outbox Wilder. Usyk will outbox the majority of the heavyweights right now.
Absolutely.
Usyk to me is top in the technical department. I'll put it this way. Usyk to me is a better boxer than Fury. Fury being bigger and also having decent boxing skills or very good boxing skills will beat. I think if those two fights, I have Fury, but in my opinion, Usyk, there's not a better technical boxer right now in the heavyweight division than Usyk, in my humble opinion. I don't know about y'all, but that's
no. I don't think there has been a more technical heavyweight boxer in many years since Usyk. So everybody else has been kind of like
correct.
So I think he's up there.
Ozzy Ops here says Wilder has had 2 ruptured biceps on the same arm, pins already in his hands, and broke the same hand. He's too powerful for his body structure. He's too powerful for his hands, and he shouldn't be wearing punches gloves. Punches gloves, again, do not give you the same protection that other kind of gloves do. They just don't. G Funky in the building. What's going on, my brother? If you don't have someone that great at wrapping hands, don't wear the puncher's gloves. There you go. Puncher's gloves do not protect your hands in the same manner any other gloves will. And again, I'll go back to saying I'm one of the guys that thinks he can still come back and position himself in the top 5. Whatever order you want to put him, except for the number 2, 3, number 1, 2, and 3. That's completely up to you. But for example, now that with the WBC ordering the Dillian White versus Fury, if that fight does happen, I got Fury. Dillian White will be a good fight to see against Deontay Wilder eventually. Maybe if he gets 2 tune-up fights, I think, and it comes out successful. I think that Dillian White and Deontay Wilder is a fight that will sell a lot of tickets in the UK or even in the United States, really. Even in the United States. Why? Because both fighters can talk. Dillian White can talk. Dillian White, in fact, Dillian White can put on a show outside of the ring in front of the cameras. And I don't know, it would just from the business standpoint and as a fight, I think it will make up for a good fight if Deontay Wilder comes back, if he takes a couple of tune-ups, if he's successful in those 2 tune-ups, and only if if he beats Fury, maybe White might give Wilder a shot. We never know. I doubt it, but we never know.
But Fury's going to be fighting White, so I think White's going to get knocked out again. So that WBC ordered that fight, so that's going to be happening next. So I think for White, I think he's going to have to fight like a Dubois or a Joyce to come back up. I honestly don't think White beats Fury.
I mean, you just said the WBC. I mean, when you hear those 3 letters, you know nothing's guaranteed.
Sure. Yeah. Usyk's tied up. Usyk is tied up with Joshua in the rematch. So you got to look at that fight possibly happening. Dillian White's been in a lot of eliminators, and I think he's taking some step aside money at some point too. So I don't know. I feel like maybe this may be his shot, and I have him losing obviously to Fury.
You got Dillian White losing to Fury.
Yes.
That's correct. Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Thoughts on it? Any thoughts on that? HLD.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why I'm saying the landscape the way it is. We're talking about Wilder having to take tune-up fights, blah blah blah. All the other heavyweight champions are fighting, so that means we're not gonna. He might not get he might get a chance by 2023 when he's about to be 38 years old. Are we seriously thinking this guy's gonna be there for this? You know what I mean? At 38, I mean that's why I'm saying it's just the man has his faculties. God bless, he's made a lot of money. I look. I'm not talking about whether he could give me something more or not. Looking at the landscape, everything he's been through, as a personal decision, I just think it's time to retire.
Okay.
It's time to retire.
Now let's raise this fair question. So, because we all know that although he was a heavyweight, he always had issues keeping the weight. Do you think that from an accolade, from a record standpoint, do you think he can easily make Bridgerweight and collect another division to his name?
Oh yeah, I think he could.
Because
I think he could there.
Yeah, right. That would be that would be something else he could do.
That make him a two weight division champion.
Correct. He can come back to the Bridgerweight division, where he will be comfortable without having to put so much weight in him and keep the weight in him, because that's something he always complained about. Right? He's the kind of fighter he said, 219 is about a good area for him. I still think that he has something to offer. And maybe that's the something. Aside from being top 5 in the heavyweight division, in my opinion, I think he can collect another belt, another division, if he comfortably makes Bridgerweight, which I believe he can. I believe he can without the need of any catch weight or anything. I think he can make Bridgerweight extremely easy because he's a thin heavyweight. He's a very lean, almost no body fat content on him. I think he can make Bridgerweight, man, and the roster down there isn't big either. He can come in, go straight for the title with his record, with his accolades, with being who he is. He doesn't need to work himself up to the title. I believe if he makes Bridgerweight, he can. That
would be a smart move.
Yeah,
that would be a smart move.
Yeah, he can go straight for the title, and he will get the title. If he demands that, I'll go down to Bridgerweight, but I want the champion immediately. Man, they'll give it to him so fast.
Oh yeah, I think that would work. Let's say, look, next year is not going to be a year of he's not going to have any title shots next year. Go into Bridgerweight, get a couple of tune-up fights there, really build up his confidence. I mean, who's going to be at who's going to beat Wilder at that Bridgerweight right now?
Yeah,
I think that would be great. I think that could. I mean, if you're thinking about it, then like, hey, 2023. If you get one more big fat payday at a title shot, if there's one available, I think that could happen like that.
Because Bridgerweight ranges from what weight to what weight? Isn't it like 205 to 230 to
220?
220?
220 or 225, one like that.
Exactly, and he makes that weight easily.
That's his weight, 210. Yeah, that's his weight. It's 210 to 215 max. Really is his maximum weight that he was fighting before he started doing the Fury fights.
Where he has a lot of issue is when he has to eat like a pig to stay up there at 230, 240, and then he, obviously he doesn't perform well. He's not. His stamina is not what it is. What it should be. And then on top of that, you throw all that extra weight. Excuse me, I'm kind of tired. But if you look at the Bridgerweight division, I do believe to keep adding to his accolades, to make money, to add another division, throw another belt in his record, I believe he can go straight for that title at the Bridgerweight division. Not only do I believe he can conquer that title, I believe he can successfully defend that title, and I believe he can successfully retire as the champion in that weight division, unless some miracle, Usyk says, you know what? Maybe let me go down to that bridge. It's kind of close to cruiser. Let me take that from him, and I can come back up to heavyweight and continue to dominate. Those are things to consider.
When a fighter already says, I'm thinking about retiring, he don't care about the accolades that are left. He's already talking about it. So it's not like he needs anything. He's already done. That's the thing. He's checked out. I mean, he ain't gonna train as hard as he was because he had a goal that he wanted, to be, Fury, to become the champion. It's just there's not that driving force when a fighter says, I'm ready. I'm starting to think about retirement. I think it's the time to retire, period. Because you're not going to we know he's not as disciplined as other fighters. This is not where he grew up in. We can see it in his skill set. All he practiced was just hitting one punch. So, I mean, I think for his betterment, for his health, for his family, if he's got other things going on and he's able to live comfortably, yes. Can he put something else out there? Yes, he can. But for what? And if he gets knocked out again, really? Are we gonna? You know what I mean? And if he gets knocked out, then we're gonna say, "Oh, man, he should have retired."
Because and the problem with Wilder is now it's gonna get a little uncomfortable here. So the problem with Wilder is he's still putting out. There was an article today in let me see if I can find the article again. There was an article in Google somewhere where Deontay Wilder said he can prove that Tyson Fury has never beaten any of the 10 counts, including the one in the first fight. And I'm like, man, here I am planning on making a video trying to somewhat separate all of the nonsense. Well, first of all, let me offer this little section here. Give me a second. So yeah, man, I was trying to somewhat I was trying to somewhat structure a nice live stream tonight. I was gonna separate the excuses from the man because I wanted to focus and give him credit on his accolades. I repeat it again, starting boxing late, making a promise to his daughter, all of those good things. But then I see that article and I'm like, this loser really hasn't learned his lesson. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you can prove that somehow the 10 count, Fury has never beaten the 10 count. It doesn't matter if you can slow it down, take a stopwatch, record a video, manipulate. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, the only stipulation that counts here, the only opinion that counts here, the only way that the 10 count is measured by is the referee. Guys, the 10 count is not always going to be a 10 literal count. Otherwise, we will have 50 knockouts a year. Think about it. The minute a fighter hits the ground, if you take 10 literal seconds, the majority of them are going to be knocked out, when in reality, they're not. The referee, however, is the one that decides how he counts. And on top of that, when the ref sends you to a corner, if you get out of that corner, if the referee has to stop the count in any way, shape, or form to correct you, the count stops with the ref. It just doesn't keep going. So I said, let me go to the live. Let me try to ignore all of these things. Because at the end of the day, it's not what I want to focus on. I'm trying to give the man, as much credit as possible. Because he deserves some credit. Aside from all of the nastiness and all, the whole drama that he's been involved in. But then I saw that and I'm like, man, this is going to be a hard one. It's really going to be a hard one. But I'm kind of glad that I've kind of tried to navigate, managed to navigate as much as possible through the whole thing. Let me see here. Yeah, man, I decided to just put that little thing there because it gives me a
water break.
A water break, so to speak. It gives me a water break, and today I'm not feeling too good. I'm kind of feeling under the weather. My throat is kind of like And it's not COVID. Chillax, people. You know, there's some people out there that are code freak out. Let me see this comment here. Raw Boxing, you should go live stream. You should go. You should do a live stream with New Media Boxing USA. Would be a great stream. You both unbiased and can talk. I know the brother. I've shared a live stream with him on Punch. I believe I'm subscribed to him, and I believe he's subscribed to me. But you know, he's grown a lot. And when, quite frankly, when you grow as much as some of these channels are growing, it's hard to keep up with every comment on your comment section. It's hard. I mean, I don't have a contact with him or anything, but I've always been open to collaborate with anybody that wants to collaborate with me. And I thank you. I thank you for the compliments. I do my best. Trust me, I'm nowhere near as sharp as I used to be because I take a lot of breaks. And then usually when I get in the camera, my mind is all clouded because I'm extremely tired. I can't think right. I can't process right because all I want to do is eat, shower, and sleep. But I try to do my best, you know. I try to do my best, you know. So let me see here. Drinking water out of a jar, that is a real U.S. thing. Yeah, man. This are mason jars, man. This are mason jars, and some people would say I'm a true Latino for doing this. You know, like a true Latino would not throw away any, most containers. If the butter container runs empty, they'll wash it and put salsa in it, or something. You know what I mean? And mason jars are. Besides, I'm from Kentucky. I'm good old boys around here. You know, this is kind of big here in Kentucky, in the mountains area and stuff. You know, mason jars and all that good stuff. But yeah, man. But yeah, I want to keep this one short. Like I said, man, HLD chat, man. I think we've covered just as much as we can without going into the whole Glovegate drama thing. When it comes to Wilder, unfortunately, it will forever be attached to him. We can't help it. He started it. Now he has to deal with it. I thank you guys for the support. Let me see if there's any comments I've left out. Hold on, give me a second.
There is a possible new Glovegate out there.
Oh,
and it's not so much. It's not so much, but no, not that one. No, but we had just this weekend Tank Davis, who is sponsored by Canelo, to wear his gloves. And Mayweather didn't allow him to wear those gloves. He came out with some regular gloves, and now he's got a broken hand. What gloves did he wear that he broke his hand on at the last minute? That's all I'm thinking.
Well, you already know Mayweather. Mayweather has a bedroom, a presidential room in his head for Canelo. Canelo's living in that head rent free. I mean, I heard Mayweather say that Cruz is better than Canelo. At that point, just drop the mic and leave. At that point, just drop the and can we honestly expect Mayweather under Mayweather promotion, under PBC, to allow anything that comes from Canelo?
Well, they did in the last fight, though.
They did?
Yeah, he wore the Canelo gloves versus Mario Barrios. And in this fight, last minute, they got changed out to some, I don't know what brand gloves he was wearing, but they weren't Canelo's.
Oh, Adrian from the UK, welcome, man. So, Adrian, are you Adrian or are you Adrian? Are you a Latino in the UK or you UK? Because that name Adrian can go either way. He could go Brit or he could go, Latino. But anyway, welcome. If you're watching from the UK, I know you're probably like 5 or 6 hours ahead. Thank you for taking the time to be here with me. He said, I know Coach will put a shout out to him about you. Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm always, and for those of you that are coming in late, we're about to wrap it up, but you can always rewind the live stream unless you guys want to come in and talk about, give your own piece. That's fine with me. I always like to share with people, their opinions. The link is there on the top of the comment section. But yeah, whoever wants to collaborate with me, I'm fine with it. I just have to have the time, and we have to schedule it ahead of time so I can put it in my schedule. I'm an extremely busy guy, and I mean, G Funky will tell you guys, Punch can tell you that, D Stock can tell you that. You guys know that. Sometimes I go 2 months without uploading, not only because I'm taking a break, but because I just didn't have the time. And so, yeah, I mean, with that being said, again, thank you for everything. HKD sounds like he is talking through a megaphone. HKD, who is HKD?
It's probably talking about me.
Oh, HLD, yeah. Joe Pilot, welcome. Let's see, winning Japanese gloves. Is that what he wore? Japanese gloves? I didn't know there was such thing as Japanese gloves. Danny Drew, hey, thank you, man. We try to do our best here. We try to do our best here. Like I said, if you guys are coming in late, we're almost getting ready to wrap it up. You can always rewind and watch the live stream from the beginning. Tomorrow I'll be going live again. I'm on fire this next few weeks. I have to be live, and so whether it's a short live stream or not, I'll try to make it tomorrow. We're going to talk about pretty interesting. Pretty interesting subject. But as of now, my opinion on Deontay Wilder is don't retire. You got something to still offer. You can be top 5 in the heavyweight, or you can be the most dominant bridgerweight today if he goes down to the bridgerweight. Chad Perez, anything else you want to add, man? Feel free, take the time. I'm not in no rush. And again, if somebody still wants to join, the link is there. Come on in, and we'll extend this a little more. It's up to you.
Yeah, no, there's a lot happening in boxing.
Okay.
The Jake Paul fight is coming again.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Is that boxing? Is that boxing though?
That's entertainment right there. If Floyd was actually into entertaining people, he would actually go in there and try to knock somebody out. You know, that's all I'm saying. I'm actually entertained by these guys. Hate me if you want to. That's okay. I'm not.
No,
tripping.
I mean that's.
But yeah, no. That's coming through. I honestly think it's good for boxing. It depends on like the undercard. I mean, if you're letting some boxers shine on the undercard, like Badu's got a lot of shine on those cards, you know, and so people know who he is a little bit more. Is Badu still with Mayweather?
Promotion? I couldn't tell you. I don't think so though.
He had a whole bunch of people. Mickey Bay, Badu Jack. He had
Mayweather Promotion. I'm sorry to cut you off. Mayweather Promotion right now is only known for Tank Davis. That's about it. That seems to be the only fighter they're interested in promoting. I don't ever hear anything special about other Mayweather Promotion fighters. It's like they're almost non-existent. You know, it's all about Tank, and I don't know.
Yeah, I would mention probably on the undercard is going to be Amanda Serrano. I think so. I think that's the only thing worthy of watching as far as boxing, because her winning that then is one step closer to fighting Taylor in the spring.
I'm surprised that fight hasn't happened, man. I mean, in my opinion, Amanda Serrano has done enough to beat to be in there with Katie Taylor.
It's going to happen. They've already got everything set up as far as contract wise. That once she wins this fight, Katie Taylor has one more fight too, I think it is, and then they are going to be meeting together in the spring.
Who you
so
got?
That's I got my girl. I got my girl. I got my girl. There ain't no choice on that. I got my girl.
I guarantee you. I guarantee
it's gonna be a great fight, though.
I guarantee you, Adrian has Katie Taylor because he from out there, ain't he? Ain't Katie Taylor from England or somewhere in that area, United Kingdom, somewhere?
I want to say so.
She's out that way, but but it's gonna be a great fight. And who am I rooting for? I'm gonna be rooting for Serrano on that one.
La mulata. What's up, Chad? You say you want to say something? Chat? Can't hear you, brother. You might want to time out and come back in, chat. You totally left us. Unless let's see. No, I don't have you
Yeah,
muted.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Sorry, what was the question?
Who do you got between Serrano and Katie Taylor?
Man, that's a good fight, man.
That's a tough one, ain't it?
It's a good fight.
I'm a lean with Katie, man. I just, yeah.
¿Qué le pasa a este tipo?
Yeah, I think she's definitely had some tough fights. Definitely had some tough fights, but and some close fights. But I think, man, when you have two of the best going at it, man, I think she's gonna step it up. In my opinion.
Danny Drew,
Taylor has the edge.
Give me a second here, real quick. Danny Drew, I appreciate the Cash App, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you so much. God bless you. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I think Katie has a Taylor because she's the more natural of the size of the. Because I'm thinking Serrano, who's moving up in weight for that. So it's not a catch weight fight. So I think she's moving up to Taylor's weight. So she may have the edge on that. But yeah.
Let's see. Adrian here says she's Irish. I was born in Ireland, but isn't that still part of the UK, United Kingdom, though? I mean, isn't Ireland still part of the United Kingdom, or am I wrong? I might be wrong. Let's see, live in the UK most of my life. Let's see, Savannah Marshall versus Clarissa Shields is what women's boxing need. Oof, yeah, that would be, but we got to wait and see what Clarissa Shields decides what's next for her. Is she gonna stick to MMA after her loss, or is she coming back to boxing to continue to make $100,000 a fight? We just have to see, because remember, guys, Katie Taylor is the money maker in female boxing, not Clarissa Shields.
She's fighting next week, though.
Who? Clarissa?
Yeah, I think she's fighting on the 18th.
Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Let's see. Northern Ireland is the UK. The South hates the. My bad, brother. My bad. I was born in the deep South. Hey, my bad, brother. My bad for that, man. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, as always, you guys are great. Unless anybody else has anything to add, man.
That Loma fight's this weekend. I'm excited for that one.
I'm talking about that one in tomorrow's live stream. I'm talking about the Lomachenko versus Kome, and tomorrow we're also going to talk about Bubu Andrade's dropping the WBO to move on up to 168 and become Canelo's mandatory. And I got the list there. There's something else I'm going to talk about, but tomorrow's live stream, well, we'll talk about that. I'm going to try to go live around the same time, 7:20 p.m. So make sure to be here early, guys. Tomorrow, I'm opening the panel immediately. And we're going to share the panel tomorrow. Whoever wants to join from the beginning, you're going to be welcome.
Quick shout out to Punch real quick. Punch, man, still praying for you, my brother, if you're listening in. If not, it's all good, man. I hope you get better, my friend. See you soon.
That's right. We're still praying. I'm still in touch with the brother. And he's telling me that he, slowly but surely, he's getting better. Again, I don't know how long it'll be before he's back. It might be a week, it might be 2 months, it might be 3 months, it might be a month. I don't know. I'm just speculating from the gravity of the accident described by the text that he's not. I personally wouldn't be back. Adrian, Punch Drunk Boxing last week was involved in a horrific car crash. And from the description his wife sent, it was pretty bad. And he's still in the hospital, as a matter of fact. And so, that's the reason he hasn't uploaded anything, because he's still in the hospital. But he's getting better. We're still in touch with him. And like I said, just expect for him to make a recovery and come back. When? I don't know. I really don't know. But let's hope him a speedy recovery and keep him in your prayers. In the meantime, guys, once again, thank you all for the support you've shown me today. God bless every single one of you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be scheduling the live stream somewhere around midday. So if you do see it on your timeline, just at least hit the thumbs up so that YouTube can send the notifications way ahead of time. So by the time we start the show, we have a few people in here tomorrow. Again, 7:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, USA. We'll be talking about Mr. Lomachenko, Richard Comey, Canelo Alvarez, and Mr. Boo Boo Andrade, who's trying to make a right move. Again, no more talking. If you want the big dollars, if you want the payday, if you want the men at the division, he ain't coming to you. You got to go to him. You got to go to him. Joseph Torres arriving late to the party, but thank you so much for being here. We're closing the time right now, man. You can always go back and rewatch the show. HLD, always thanking you for your collaboration with me, man. Thank you so much. Chat
always,
as well.
my brother, always.
Chat as well, man. Thank you as well for timing in and sharing the time with us today and helping out the tired brother. The tired brother. It's extremely hard to carry on a live stream when you are as tired as I am right now. Danny, Adrian, I think this is the first time I've seen you in my live stream, man. It was a pleasure having you here. Thank you for being here, man. We'll be back tomorrow. Those of you that are here, remember, I'll be back tomorrow. Be on the lookout for the scheduled live stream. If you see it, click on it, hit the thumbs up, and make sure to be here on time so that we can start the live stream smooth and on time. That is it for now. Peace out to everyone. Raw Boxing TV, we are out.